From a very young age, we always enjoy looking at horror movies. The scarier, the better. Even as a teenager, I would have sleep paralysis. One of my coworkers, we had got together and we was like, hey, let's go try to create a Ouija board. So we said, we're going to make our own. So we got a Monopoly board, turned it over, wrote everything on the back with a marker, took a glass, turned it upside down, and was like, okay, we're going to see if this works. I was blown away that it actually worked. We began to ask questions like, is anybody here? We had our fingers, the tip of our finger on the glass, and it began to slowly slide like over to where we had written yes. We began to have a conversation with this entity, and it said that it was a little boy. And all of a sudden, something more sinister came forward and said that it was the devil. The glass literally like flew off the board. A situation happened where I decided to look up my horoscope to see whether or not I had compatibility. Now, I've done this many, many times, but I don't know why this time was different. It just basically opened a whole nother spiritual door. Before I went deeper, the Lord did try to warn me, and I ignored it because I didn't have any negative intention. I thought it was okay. My ex at the time would say that I was a witch. He was like, you're a white witch. I had the radio on a like station that was no music. It was like static. No lie. Something began to come through the static very like softly, and then it got louder and louder. I thought that it was the devil trying to stop me. I then began to experience my right ear. I could tell that there was something that opened because I began to have this piercing, ringing sound in my right ear. Whenever I would do a tarot reading, and I would literally say, Spirit, are you here? Because keep in mind, it convinced me to drop the name Holy. It convinced me to drop Holy Spirit and say Spirit.
Okay, wait.
If I got around someone who was like deeply rooted in God, it was almost as if the demons that were assigned to me would begin to literally dig into my ear. My ear would hurt like something was digging in it, and it would ring like loud, piercing, that I could barely even tolerate it. Almost like saying, get away from them. I ended up going before the Lord. I said, if you are not in this, please let me know. Ezekiel. It was literally as if the moment I said that, knowing that it was coming from a pure place, Jesus, it was if the scales had literally just dropped. I can't even tell you how I knew. I just knew that what I was doing was wrong. And I immediately said, what have I done?